Hello, this video will explain what a literature review is and demonstrate how to write a literature review for your Communication Research Methods course. A literature review has two main functions. Firstly, it gives your readers a map of the key ideas that have been applied to understanding the significance of a media phenomenon. Secondly, it allows you to explain how your work fits into the larger field of study. To show you how the literature review process works, we're going to be using the example of WeChat. Most people know that WeChat has had a significant impact on China, so we know that it's probably a good topic to use when reflecting on how media affects society. But how can we conceive these effects and observe them in actions? What problems are we likely to encounter? This is where a lit review comes in. By reading what other scholars have written about WeChat and the broader field of technology and society, we can get a clearer sense of what we need to know and how we can research the topic. Reviewing, analysing and critiquing scholarly journal articles will develop your skills as a researcher. By completing the literature review, you'll gain a better understanding of contemporary theory and research methods. Your literature review should be structured with these sections. Introduction. What is your topic? Why is it significant? And what does your paper aim to achieve? Themes section. Why do academics think your topic is significant? How does your topic reflect general ideas about how media affect the social world? Your lit review should be able to show that there are many reasons for studying a single media phenomenon. Similarly, you should be able to find a variety of methods for approaching how your topic works. Patterns and differences section. Having set out a range of themes that have been connected to your topic, try to find patterns in your readings. If you can, find disagreements that exist among your sources about the nature of the topic, problem, and what it means, and how to set about researching the problem at hand. Conclusion. Having surveyed the field, identify which of the approaches best suits your own research question, providing a reasoned explanation for your decision. The introduction tells your reader what you're going to do. It outlines the goal of your paper, what you're trying to achieve in reviewing your articles. It needs to show that you're clear on the significance of your topic and that you can explain it in your own words. Try to locate your topic in a general theme. You should connect your topic with a general theme in media research, a broad question about how media work or how they influence the world. For example,
the impact of digital media on democracy. WeChat exemplifies the idea that new media technologies have diverse impacts across a range of psychological, economic, political, organizational, and cultural phenomena. In China, the platform has been associated with new kinds of anxiety, new business practices in traditional media industries, and the resurgence of grassroots political activism. This literature review maps the concepts and issues that scholars have applied to WeChat and contrasts two approaches to its influence: individual psychological approaches versus other that stress the cultural impact of the platform on groups of people.
in this section, you'll need to explain what the main problems are that your authors have identified. In other words, what do your writers think the topic represents, and why do academics think your topic is significant? Break your primary question down into sub-themes based on your overall review of your readings and explain why they are significant. It's a good idea to use subheadings in this paper. A literature review should identify a number of key themes, controversies, and directions for future research. Use these subheadings or others as you find appropriate in your paper. Make sure that you connect every theme to an article and describe how the articles frame the problem at hand. For each article, summarize and critique the argument and explain the significance of each article to one of the themes you've identified.
To what extent does the democratic potential of communication technology depend on organizational, institutional, governmental, economic, and cultural factors? In the WikiLeaks case study, the problems are avoiding technological determinism, explaining how the influence of technologies depends on users, not just technologies, reflecting on the idea that media practices and places where different political interests come into conflict.
In this section of your paper, go through each one of your articles and explain the author's argument. Examine the way each one builds its argument by selecting theories and methods and evidence to answer its question. Look for similarities in the way authors use the same line of inquiry or method to solve the question.
In the WikiLeaks example, political economy is one of dominant approaches. This approach examines how economic and political factors combine to shape media work and content. The essential function of political economy is to consider how different economic and political arrangements affect media content. In China, for example, the management of TV is divided between different state agencies, and sometimes there is conflict within these.
In this section, you'll use your analytical skills to identify general patterns in the articles you've read and to explain the significance of common themes, arguments, ideas, or methods. Summarize the main points of agreement and disagreement and difference about the nature of the problem at hand. What is to be done about it and how it should be researched. If you can't find disagreements, try to comment on different ways of understanding and or studying your topic.
Some authors on WikiLeaks stress its potential. Others prefer to focus on how WikiLeaks represents no change in global media power relations, pointing, for example, to the way that collateral murder only became known because of WikiLeaks partnered with mainstream organisation, or the way that the company is far less interested in pursuing corporate corruption. Fuchs 2011 and 2013. Others point out that the state has become proficient in digital storytelling and that in this sense, WikiLeaks is a representation of post-truth culture, Hussein 2013. On a different theme, other authors have sought to study how WikiLeaks-style investigative journalism has been incorporated into business practices of mainstream news organisation, Commerz 2013.
End your paper by positioning yourself in the debate. Explain which of the articles provides the most persuasive, credible, and interesting insight on your topic. Explain how these ideas could be useful for future research you might undertake on the topic.
Quiz approach has two advantages. First, it demonstrates the value of studying media use in action among social groups. Second, it demonstrates a method for placing media use in context, thus avoiding the temptation to think of media influence in terms of immediate change. Based on this work, a possible case study is...
Now you have everything you need to begin your literature review assignment. Good luck writing your literature review.